While you in here, you got phone and tablet, and the schoolwork ain't done yet. And now they're starting mommy's curriculum, so you need to start the curriculum too.
Okay.
Introduction to the stock market. Come on, let's join the class, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, so you kicking him out now that I pointed it out?
Come, big one. Come, everybody is in this class. Introduction to the stock market.
Everybody?
This is mommy's ridiculous.
What about Daniel?
Go, my business.
Can I say again? What happened? Who about what?
What about Daniel?
The stock market.
Yeah.
What are you recording? I'm tired, by the way.
Until later on.
You're tired because you eat junk food, that's why.
I'm tired because I shouldn't sleep
So
well.
I have always loved to travel, and in college I actually studied abroad in Spain.
Cause don't we love to travel?
So these
No,
are
we have to travel.
And what's gonna
Spain, and during my
What's gonna pay for
studies,
travel?
I
Yeah.
actually traveled to different
if
places
we do
every
good in the
year.
stock market, you get to choose wherever the vacation you want to do when this corona thing is over. When corona is over.
Okay.
And I
How
will say there are
about
also
we go
summer programs
to?
that invested into me. So I did LEAD, which is a business program for you
How about
when
we
you're
go
junior
to
in high school
Miami?
going into your senior.
Miami.
There's a year where they actually
That's why
show
another
you
What
cruise.
about California?
and show you what you can
Cruise.
do in business.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't
Sugar.
know
So
that.
I actually wanted to be
More
I
inflammation.
wanted to design
Sugar.
subdivisions. I've
Sugarland.
always loved real estate and housing. And so
She
my
in
thing
Sugarland
was, I'm
over
gonna
here.
design subdivisions. It wasn't
Okay,
until
let's
that
pay
LEAD
attention to
program,
our class.
and I actually did it in Chicago at Northwestern University's Kellogg School of Business.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't until then that I was exposed to this world of business. And even then,
I shouldn't
they
be
took us to
sharing
the
nothing with you 'cause you're
Chicago,
sick.
Stock Exchange, and so we got to see like what the trading floor looked like. That exposed me.
And when you do that, you don't use fresh napkin. You use the used ones them on there.
In college,
My
I
bad.
also
Okay,
was
I'll
a
keep this
counselor.
back.
I wanted to do back to the program.
No crap.
For the program at Ford.
And you're gonna throw that in the garbage, right? Because you use it and wipe the
For a
floor.
while, and
Yeah, I guess so.
What?
I wasn't gonna use it again.
I want some cake.
Many of you guys probably have the same story. Like you've known about the stock market for some time, but you just didn't really know how to do it for yourself until now.
Wait, I can cut it because.
I'll also say one other thing that shaped me in terms of planting seeds was a program called SEO, Sponsorship for Educational Opportunity. So in college, my junior year going into senior year, programs kind of helping you right before you get out of school, I did an internship at Morgan Stanley, which is an investment bank. And the purpose of SEO was to expose these minority students to worlds of investment banking and consulting. And
Pull your bench
I went
around
to New
here.
York that
'Cause
summer,
you need to
and
see the
that
video.
also blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, there are all these people that are making all this
Not
money.
my surface.
But
we're your
I
guest
was in
too,
debt
so-
capital markets when I did my internship.
Don't look at me like that. You see that? All right, I went
Growth in my career. So coming out of college,
the back.
I went to Lions Group, and that was a
Class is
consulting
in
company.
session.
So my first
I
time
did my
out of
classes
college
for
was in management consulting.
This is mommy's
And
curriculum.
then after that, one of our
That
clients at the management
You're gonna
consulting
figure
firm
out
was
how to
Teach
make
for
some
America.
money.
So when I told them,
'Cause
you know what,
we
I
ain't doing
really
pork.
wanna be
No,
more
we not.
hands-on, they suggested that I go work for Teach for America, and so I
Good.
joined
So
their
you're gonna come
national
listen to
team
this
and started helping
information.
with operations in 2008.
The rod
I
of
worked in
correction.
America for about 3 years. Left there to go to
You can't post it on
graduate
YouTube, you know that,
school, but then
right?
decided
Yes, I
They're
can.
gonna flag
while I was
you.
at graduate
Let
school,
them
I got this
flag
call
me.
to come work for a ministry in Chicago. And in Chicago, the ministry was an after-school ministry. So I've been in education for quite a while. But it
This
was an
is how
after-school
our
ministry, and I was
corona
in charge of
Is this supposed to be
overseeing
class? Because you keep
the
talking about class.
lockdown is
So
gonna be
the
going.
ministry didn't have enough
They
money
got a
to
school
pay all of their
curriculum
staff. So they had
and a
this
mommy
whole group of
curriculum.
volunteer staff.
I mean, they
And they
take
needed me to
Introduction
come
to
in
the
and
stock
strategically
market,
decide how to
baby.
recruit, retain, and train all of the volunteers. So
These
I
are my
built
little
out
social
that whole
experiment
department.
here. I can't experiment on nobody else's. I gotta experiment on mine. Yours are gonna be wonderful, beautiful, fabulous.
I came back
entrepreneurs and money makers in the future. Look at them. Remember these faces. They ain't that cute now, but they'll be cute. They'll be cute. They'll be cute as hell later.
So,
what are you doing in my fridge?
I need water. Hey, man.
For technology companies. So if you trade like Facebook, Netflix, Apple, Apple's on the NASDAQ. You would find that information under the NASDAQ index. Apple actually though just recently got moved over to the Dow index. So if you wanted to know how Apple was doing, the Dow Jones index, which is here, is a list of the top 30 companies in the United States. And it goes across sectors. So I'm going to pull the Dow Jones companies over to this screen.
Okay, you see how she started when you can't see
So do you see it here? So these are, the Dow Jones is an index that's made up, I'm repeating myself, but I'm just going to repeat for clarity. It's made up of 30 of our top companies, but they're across sectors. So you'll see here, these are all the companies that are in the Dow. And you'll see that there's like some financial companies like American Express, Visa is in this, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. But then you'll see energy companies, so like Chevron, Exxon, DuPont. Then you'll see technology companies, so there's like Microsoft. Apple is one of the companies here in the Dow. I believe, where is Apple? Yep, Apple's up here. Then you see like Boeing for transportation, and then there's some other transports. Then we have Verizon. So when you look across the United States and all of our business industry, the Dow Jones represents kind of our overall market. That's why when the Dow Jones goes up or down, people use it as a bellwether of whether the whole market, how the whole market is doing. So that's the Dow. The S&P 500 is very similar, but it has 500 of our top companies instead of just 30. Does that make sense? So that's just some terms you should understand and know as you are getting ready to invest in the stock market. All right. A couple other terms that you should know. So a few more terms, and I'm not going to go over all of them because they're in your homework assignment, but a few other terms that you should know and I want to point out are authorized shares and then IPO. So when a company wants to begin selling shares of itself, like shares out to the public, they have to do this thing called an initial public offering. And I'm actually going to show you the story of an initial public offering. But basically, let's just jump straight to the story. So you guys know Uber to the public. They have to do this thing called an initial public offering. And I'm actually going to show you the story of an initial public offering. But basically, let's just jump straight to the story. So you guys know Uber? Everybody know Uber, the company that does ride share. So Uber is thinking about going public soon. And here's the thing. So Uber, so far, they've been able to generate all their capital from angel investors. So they've decided that they want to open up Uber Eats. They went out to friends and big wealthy people for the most part, and they got funding from what we call angel investors. After that, now they've decided we want to go global. And this is so true because Uber actually, it was one of the main things that I drove in Chiang Mai, Thailand, was Ubers. So now they're going global, and they're thinking that they may need more financing in order to expand. So the question was, okay, well, if we're going to expand, where do we get that money from? And the answer is they can get it from the public. If they divide their company up into shares, so that's that authorized shares, and then decide that they will actually sell pieces of their company, which are those shares, to the public, they can start raising money to be able to expand and do other things. So they would then go to the NASDAQ or one of the other stock exchanges, NYSE or the NASDAQ, but they're more of a technology company, so they'll probably choose the NASDAQ. I believe they have chosen the NASDAQ. And they'll say, hey, will you host us so that we can buy and sell shares of our company to the public? And so that's kind of what an IPO is. When NASDAQ agrees, like, yes, we'll allow you to buy and sell your shares here, then they'll do an initial offering day, and that's when the company will officially begin to offer their shares to the public. That's an IPO. A lot of other companies have done this, so this is like Amazon during their IPO, Facebook during their IPO, PayPal, Dropbox. So Uber will be in good company on the NASDAQ because it's more of a tech-heavy stock exchange. But that's what happens when an IPO goes. It's just a company deciding to go public and sell their shares to people publicly. So that's like a general understanding of the market, and most of you guys probably already know that. But what you may not know is the fact that the stock market is really a market like any other market. So like this is a market here, I'm showing here, of a market in Thailand. And if any of you guys have been traveling overseas, what is the most important thing you know about going to a market? Yeah, it's the fact that you have to negotiate. So let's just assume that these different fruits are different companies, and each of the fruit are shares of the company. So if I were to go up to this lady who's selling it, and I want some shares of Nike, y'all see these chilies in the back? If I'm asking her for some shares of Nike, am I just going to pay full price? No. I'm going to ask her, okay, ma'am, how much are you selling the chilies for? How much are you selling these shares of Nike for? And she'll say, I'm selling them for $2 a piece. And then I'll probably come in and say, you know what, can I actually have it for $1 a piece? And then we'll go back and forth haggling until maybe we come to an agreement that I'll get 3 for $2 or something, or I'll get 1 for $1.50. But we'll negotiate until we agree upon a price. That's the same thing that's actually happening in the stock market. And what I find is too many novice investors, they treat the stock market as if they were going to the mall. And there's a set price, and you just pay whatever's on the ticket. No, this is a market where we're negotiating between buyers and sellers. So you never have to pay the price that's put out there. This is not like shopping in a mall. The basics of the market are negotiation. Okay? And I want you guys to really understand that principle. This is a market. Like if you go to Nigeria and you're trying to bargain for cloth, you never pay the full price. You bargain between the buyer and the seller. If you go to Korea and you're trying to get some technology, you bargain. This is not like a set price thing. So this is what this looks like when you're actually trading stock. So do you see here, so on a more robust platform, you'll be able to actually see these are the sellers up here in red, and these are the buyers down here in blue. And I can actually see how many shares they are wanting to sell up here
Sellers in red and buyers in.
Okay? So this really is like a market. So you have this person up here that wants to buy 400 shares. This is the Apple stock. This is the symbol up here. So this is somebody who wants to buy 400 or sell 400 shares at 176.72. And then you have this person down here who wants to buy 6,000 shares down here at 176.45. And so where these buyers and sellers are coming together and agreeing on a price, that's where the current price of the stock will be. So this is a negotiation, guys. It's not a static price. Like there's not like a ticket price and then that's what everybody is paying. This is AMD. It's a stock of semiconductors. So a semiconductor is the chip that goes into your laptop or your cell phone. I really like AMD stock. But here I had put in an order to buy down here at $11.73. And you see how the price has come up? It's because we had so many other people that were trying to buy the same stock, and then we have these sellers over here. So as they're beginning to agree upon a price, the price will move up or down. But this is the way I want you to think about it, and let me actually put myself big, because this is a point that I really want you to know. So let's think about this as if we were buying and selling concert tickets to Beyonce concert. So let's say in the beginning there are a whole lot of tickets, like there's a big supply of tickets, and then there's not a lot of buyers. Okay, so let's just say like they haven't sold a lot yet, so they have a lot of tickets to sell. So what do? They put their tickets on sale and they get offered for discount prices so that people will start buying them, right? So the tickets are lower in the beginning because you have a whole lot of tickets, but not that many people buying. So it's a supply and demand thing. You have a big supply of tickets, but not that many people buying it, so you kind of lower the prices so that people will buy it. On the flip side, let's say that towards the end of it, you're stuck with you have some tickets, but a whole lot of people want to buy. Now what can you do? You can raise your price of the ticket, and now people may actually come up in their price to get your ticket. Does that make sense? Let me see if I can do another example of this. It's just a supply and demand thing. What I'm trying to say is when you have a lot of supply, then the prices are going to start going down. But when you have a lot of buyers trying to buy, the price will go up. And the reason why is because if you have a lot of buyers and there's just a limited number of tickets, then you're going to start seeing people, start thinking about the philosophy of people. They're going to say, you know what, there's all these other people competing for this ticket. I'll offer you a little bit more money to get it. Or, and then they'll start going up and up in the price. Versus if you have a lot of people selling and you don't have that many buyers, what will happen is the buyers will start saying, you know what, I really want to get rid of my ticket. I'll take a little bit of a lower price. And then the prices will start going down. We see this a lot with houses too. So if you have a house, like several houses on one street, and like say this person really wants to get rid of their house, what are they going to do? They'll lower the price to try to see if somebody will buy it before they buy the other houses. That's because you have a big supply of houses. But say you go to an area where there's only one house available, now you have all these buyers doing a bidding war and the prices go up. So you guys just see, if there's a big supply, the prices will go down. If there's a lot of buyers, the prices will go up. And that's what's happening in these stocks too. So let me show you my screen again. So here, because the prices are going up, we know that there was a lot of people buying, and so that's how they're bidding the price up. Versus if I had a lot of people selling, then they would probably start taking the price down. Because they'll start lowering their price and say, you know what, come get it from me. I'll offer it lower. Nope, I'll sell my tickets lower. You can have mine for this one. And the prices will start going down. You have to understand that concept as you're learning how to trade stocks, because this is a market. And because of that, I never, ever, ever want you to buy or pay full price for a stock. Later on, when I teach you how to place a trade, I want you to put in a limit order, and I want you to tell them how much you're willing to pay. And I want it to be lower than what the price is actually asking for. Because you're a buyer. You always come in low and let them jib you up. You don't give them exactly what they ask for, because most likely you can get it a little lower. This is a picture of like a clearance sign. I never buy things full price in the stores. When I go to the mall, I'll look around, see what's out there, but I'll wait for it to go on sale. And that's exactly the same thing I want you to do. look at the stock, see what's out there, but then wait for it to go on sale. That's why I'm so excited that you guys are getting in now because everything just went on sale in the stock market. So with those negotiations, here are some of those key terms again. So you have the buyer. I did session in May of.
All right, so check out my social experiment.
And all these people showed up. And I was like, what? Are you serious? Like, you guys want to learn how to invest? They're like, yes, serious. We want to learn how to invest.
Okay, this is better than school any day. When was the last time they get to take a nap in class? They're in class taking a nap. Check them out.
I told him, okay, well, if anybody wants to really learn how to invest, I have an online course that I'm creating. If anybody wants to learn, then I'll do it. Y'all, I didn't think anybody was going to take the class, but 2 people in here
Still listening and learning subconsciously while they nap.
So
I'm thinking that this social
investors how to be
distancing is a good thing for my children.
That's where we are.
When their mommy is their
So if
teacher.
anybody's
Oh yeah,
inspired about
oh
learning
yeah.
today, how do you
Check
trade
out my
and travel?
students.
That's
It's
what
nap
we're gonna talk
time.
about.